All right. Are we up and running on the YouTubes? All right, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, you know what?
There we go. It's happening.
Welcome to the Red and the Blue Soccer Chat, brought to you by the Evan and Aaron Show. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and we're so happy to be here with you tonight. My name is Evan. I represent the Blues of Chelsea. Wait, let me get my pointer going this way. Yep, that way. This is Aaron representing the Red Devils of Manchester United. Guys, listen, we are so happy to have you here tonight. I know, man, it's throwing me off. You got blue, but it's an alternate kit.
We play away tomorrow, man.
Kit,
I gotta work the alternate kit in.
I totally get you, man.
Don't buy all these kits and not wear them.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We appreciate it, or joining us whenever you do, whether it be through Apple or to Spotify or the YouTubes where we're at right now.
Yes.
Those of you who are on Facebook, the books, we don't know about
there's
what's
just
going
an upgrade issue that we're trying to take care of. Hopefully it gets sorted out on our behalf, because there's not much we can do about it. But yes, once we're done here, this will obviously get uploaded to all our different social media platforms. You can find us on Linktree, YouTube, Instagram.
There he is. What's up, D?
And
what's up?
so many more. Shout out to Captivate for disseminating us to multiple sites, podcasting sites.
Thank you,
appreciate them, of course. Evan.
Yeah.
New semester. How things going?
New semester. It is actually the middle of the semester. It is spring break week for my place of work.
It is not spring.
I know it is not spring, and you know what? It is fortunate, but it's unfortunate, because I'm like, I really like having this little bit of a break.
Yeah, of course, but it seems a little.
It's not conducive to like being outside or anything like that.
Yeah, a little early. Did we celebrate Mardi Gras? Did we get a king cake this year?
You know what? We did celebrate Mardi Gras, but in a different way. It was actually Mrs. Blue's birthday yesterday.
Excellent.
And so we were able to have some fun, some festive stuff, go bowling, consume a lot of adult beverages.
Yeah.
Which turned out okay, because we're pros at this, so we take Tylenol and just go to sleep.
Did we find, what is it, a plastic frog in the cake? What
No,
do they hide?
Baby Jesus. Baby Jesus.
Baby
Yep,
Jesus.
Baby Jesus.
Oh, a frog or baby Jesus?
Wow.
Take that. No, Jesus.
I'm just saying, we're never going to make True Social, so that's okay.
Oh, if we do. If we get retweeted over there, we're getting doxxed.
Yeah, we are. We're getting all the force of all 12.
A 3-tooth prepper outside of our fucking house.
That's what I was just saying. We're going to get to see the force of all 12 IRS workers coming
right.
after us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for joining us. And we said we weren't going to get political.
And we're not. We're not. It's just it's funny.
Yeah, true.
It's funny.
That's fair. Okay, so was a good little birthday outing?
It was a good outing.
You had a good weekend?
Had a good weekend, man.
Yeah.
Went to the Natty.
In
and
the Natty, man. I love that
you
town.
Guys, chef's kiss as far as the Renaissance. Shout out to the Renaissance Hotel downtown.
How about the Belgian diner? That place rules, man.
Belgium.
That place is awesome.
They took so good care of us.
Yeah.
Like it was absolutely amazing, man.
And you're right downtown. You can go to Rheingeist is just down the street.
Hit the whole strip of bars right there on the on the Riverwalk. It was wonderful. So we had a good time there. Came back, had a wonderful birthday for her last night. As a matter of fact, Mrs. Blue is here with us tonight. So shout out. Yeah, shout out to her. But man, talk to me. Like you, dude. You just been kind of chilling and kind of doing your thing.
Well, I'm recovering.
Well, that's what I want to hear. Guys, if you are new to the show, which if you are, hey, welcome. Aaron is somewhat of the world traveler here, and you had a chance to go somewhere special.
Yes, when last you saw me, I was wearing the Bob Marley Special Edition Ajax jersey in honor of the fact that I was taking a quick trip overseas, a little long weekend for myself, to see two DJs that were incredible, that put out a double mixtape of other people's music. It was all remixes from about 25 to 30 years ago, and they put a band together to reproduce that album, and it was pretty spectacular. And then for shits and giggles, I went to an Ajax match, which, by the way, Johan Cruyff Arena is beautiful.
Okay.
Gorgeous place.
Okay.
Good game. Ajax was in control. I was sitting with a lot of season ticket holders. Everybody was jovial.
Nice.
It was a good time.
Nice.
Got some beers and some snacks and watched a good footy match, and then headed back to the Leidseplein, which was my favorite part of Amsterdam, where we stayed this past summer. And then I managed to get everyone at the Satellite Sports Cafe watching the IU Purdue basketball game, which was pretty cool.
Oh, you had fun on that game.
I had a one. Oh well, yeah. I mean, I wasn't expecting. I truly wasn't. I was hoping for a good game. It was very cool. An English guy that worked there had grown up playing basketball in England.
Wow.
Which we kind of bonded over that, and then he was asking me questions. I was like, well, I mean, to put it in local terms, this is like Ajax and Feyenoord playing each other. IU Purdue is only a couple hours away from each other. In-state rivalry, big deal. And the Hoosiers, who came away with the dub. So hopefully there's some rando who decided to go out and get a cream and crimson sweatshirt next day. Ordered one online, whether it's Amazon. I don't know if they have Amazon.
Hey, or maybe went all out and got the
pinstripes.
Got the pinstripes.
That'd be sweet, man.
That'd be
look
sweet.
Look what those kids in the crowd are wearing. So yeah, man, I had a great time. I'm still dealing with the airplane flu, the little cough that you get,
there you go.
and it just won't go away. And it sounds like it's the same cough that everybody's been getting for a while.
Yeah.
So if I have a little side. Just know that I'm just trying to get rid of it. I feel great, though. I'm very, very happy. I'm still tired, but I am ready to jump in, man.
Okay,
So we'll start with your boys because Chelsea have a win, so that's a positive thing to talk about. It was Southampton, and it was 4-0. Yeah, there you go.
I mean, you got to do it. It is Southampton, right?
Well, here's the thing, though. I think something that we both lament about this season is, the games we've supposed to win. Yeah, we have not necessarily done that. In games where we weren't given a lot of hope, maybe we've come through. So, going, or I guess staying at the bridge and taking on, let's see here. Are they at the bottom of the table? They are bottom of the table. They are definitely getting relegated. So, sometimes taking care of business. How are you feeling about first off, how are you feeling about your form going in? Because if we look back, we had the 2-1 win over West Ham and then 2 defeats in a row to Brighton and Hove. That 3-0 was ugly.
Handled us.
The 2-1 at Aston Villa was a big disappointment.
We should have had that. Yeah.
That's a bounce back for 4-0.
Yeah.
How are you feeling? You're going to Copenhagen.
Yeah, I know. I'm not feeling good about our form.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling good.
A lot of injuries right now. Yeah.
Lots of injuries. I wish we had Nicholas Jackson back because once again he creates beautiful chaos. However, I will throw this out there. I am very excited about how our team is handled business against Southampton. I mean, once again, you are a Premier League team in the top 5. Yes, I mean Southampton. They could outplay any one of us. Anybody that is listening, all players on Southampton can outplay us. But as part of the Premier League, as a top 5 team, this is what you need to do with a team that's going to be relegated. Yeah. This is best case scenario, right? And so it was good to see the guys creating. I think that was a big part of this win. I loved how we played up front. We created pressure. I also loved how Caicedo came in and used what he does best, a header, to score a goal. I think that we are starting to come together. But once again, we shouldn't have to come together again and again again and again.
Tell me about it.
It's about it's consistency, right? And so when we faced go back to Wolves, okay, when we had Wolves at the bridge, okay, you started to feel a little momentum. You hit a skid, obviously, against City. City was on a hot streak. They started to get really, really hot there. So it's like, okay, 3-1 at the Etihad. Okay. we bounce back with a 2-1 win over West Ham at the Bridge. You're feeling good going into that.
Yes.
But then you do 2 games where you literally get outscored 5-1 by Brighton. I'm not saying anything bad about Brighton. Brighton is a good middle tier, upper middle tier team.
They're only a couple behind.
Exactly.
3 behind
that's what
you.
I'm saying.
3 points. They could catch you.
They very well could. But what I'm saying is that you're too close here to allow that score to be like that.
I agree.
What the hell is going on? And then Villa, I feel bad about that Villa game. I'm not taking away anything that Villa did during that match or anything, but I believe Chelsea played well enough.
It was
to
there
at least,
for the taking.
Yeah,
it was
to
there
at least
for
come away
the
with
taking.
the point,
for sure.
And they just let us down.
How'd they get scored on here? Let's see.
It was the 89th minute.
Yeah,
That's
very,
what I'm
very
saying.
much at the end. Yeah.
And so this 4-0 over Southampton is huge.
Yeah. I think
here's the thing that worries me though. Cole Palmer has been not his cold self.
You've relied a lot on that kid.
I know.
And I think he's starting to show a little wear and tear. And I like him a lot.
I love him.
I think he's a tremendous player for you. I want to see him do well.
Right.
But I think you're looking at a player who has been ridden pretty hard.
Yeah, absolutely.
Didn't probably play as many minutes this summer as he would have hoped, but he was still out there training every day. He didn't get a proper vacation the way some of these guys do. So he's not had the time off.
I think that Nicholas Jackson plays so many roles up there as this. I hate using this word, disruptor, but I think that he plays this role so well that it allows Cole Palmer to be somewhat open with his play. He can't be open with his play because now he is the man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Before, yes, Cole Palmer is still the man, but Nicholas Jackson can score on you too.
Yeah.
Right now they're searching for that. And
there's just no support. I mean, Jadon Sancho has once again flattered to deceive. You've sent Joao Felix out on loan to AC Milan.
Sure.
I mean, you just Mudryk has essentially disappeared. I
messed up. Oh, there we go. Okay.
I don't see him contributing a whole lot. It's there's just not enough right now, and the 4-0 against Southampton is a good result.
Sure.
But you need to figure out a way to score at least one goal tomorrow against Copenhagen. And with the injuries that you've got, the mindset that the team has, where's it coming from tomorrow?
I think and this is my positive point. I think that the stand-in for Nicholas Jackson has got to be Pedro Neto. He played absolutely wonderful in that Southampton match.
I did not know Nani Madueke is English.
Oh, yeah, there you go. I'm just saying. He played incredibly well. Scored a goal. Was just impressive playing up.
Yeah.
And I think the more that we allow him to kind of do the Cucurella type thing, it's like, hey, you're able to go. You're able to go wherever you want to go and stuff like that. Make sure I think that if we give him enough latitude, he can step in to fill in for Nick Jackson while he's out. I have not had a chance, unfortunately, to see when Nicholas Jackson might return. I know, yes, he is very small.
He is
very small, but I think his speed, his pace can help him quite a bit. Quite a bit.
I like him as a player quite a bit. He came from Wolves,
Yes.
That's a great landing for you guys to have him. Is the service there? Is the service to create the opportunity to score goals there against a team like Copenhagen who's got experience?
Sure,
this is Europe.
You know as well as anybody else, and you know better than I do. But when you are a key element to a team, and you're used to scoring, and you're not scoring right now, you know you have to get back into a certain mode to where it's like, okay, I know that I'm a little off. Let me see if I can serve this up. This is exactly where Cole Palmer is right now. Cole Palmer served Neto that ball.
Yeah.
Served him that ball. And I think that if Palmer can just work his way back in there, I think with guys like Nkunku, Sancho, I think those guys need to look at themselves and kind of look at themselves as people who set up people who can score right now.
Yeah.
Neto has showed that he can score right now. So that's what I'm saying. Right.
One question before we hit halftime. It'll be a quick hitter.
Yeah.
Christopher Nkunku.
Yes.
Is this a fail?
I am going to hold out on Christopher Nkunku because I love him. I absolutely love him. I love it. I love his pace. I love how he plays, and I think that in the right situation, and I think we're still searching for that. In the right situation, I think that he fits nicely into the into the form.
All right. Well, we have reached halftime of the show, and we have one of the gorgeous ladies of Chatham serving us our drinks. Reminder, look, if you are watching us, the scroll tells you that we are open at 10 o'clock on Saturday and Sunday. Regular menu, no breakfast, but get in and I was going to say bring some kolaches, some donuts, whatever you would like if you want to get here early. But there's a full slate of games both days. Sunday, Manchester United versus Arsenal. So the
Arsenal,
the home of both of these supporters clubs will be present and loud, and hopefully we'll be drinking the tastiest of tears of Arsenal Fan TV.
That's another one. That's another one. Cheers, Slanky.
I mean, I don't believe it, but still, it might happen. I don't know. So, cheers. Thank you, as ever, to the gorgeous ladies of Chatham.
That's the.
See, that's the new one.
The J whiskey.
So,
I won't say it. But the triple is nice.
Any final thoughts
on Chelsea?
Tomorrow's prediction? Give me your thoughts on tomorrow's game.
Tomorrow's game, I think Chelsea. I want to say Chelsea 3-1. I know it's a big one. It's a big one. But I think that if we can harness this with these young guys, if we can harness the 4-0, and we keep the same stinking squad, come on, let's go.
Well, I think what I've noticed is that when Chelsea can get on the front foot, and maybe get themselves an early goal. I don't know. Let's see if we go back to that last game. Like, how early did they score against? Bear with me.
I think it was in the first,
I thought it was early, and I feel like if you get an early goal...
No.
That's 24th
it's
minute.
Early.
First off,
Nkunku.
You scored 3 goals in the first half, I think, is what I'm getting at, is that you piled the pressure on. You smelled blood in the water. You got after it. Cucurella getting on the board again is excellent because he's what I wish Luke Shaw was doing for us and had been doing for a long time. He just can't stay healthy.
Exactly.
So Cucurella getting forward is really helpful. You spread the love around here too. And Nkunku, Neto, Colwill, and Cucurella.
Yeah.
So you think about the positions those guys are playing. Goals came from everywhere.
Come from everywhere. Yeah.
And I think that's how you've got to look at this the rest of the season, is say we're going to platoon this. If Cole gets back on track, fantastic.
Yes.
But let's not rely on him. Let's make sure we get in that top. I think the 5th place team makes the Champions League this year.
Yeah, I think so.
If somebody would have told you right now, or I'm sorry, if somebody would have told you at the beginning of the season right now you'd be in 5th place, you'd have bit their hand off.
Probably. Yes.
So
yes.
I like where we're going there.
So, I think that's it, man. Yeah. I think it's it.
All righty, well.
Let's do it. All right.
No.
Play it. Here is what, yes, drunk crowd, absolutely. Here's what I want to lead off with, and I want you to wax eloquently on this. It hurts me. It really does hurt me because I see United, like they played well against Fulham. I thought they played really well against Fulham. And Fulham played well, too. I think that there were 2 teams that really just came to play.
Fulham are good.
Yes, they are. When it comes down to penalty kicks, though, is that as much of a toss-up as what we think? Or, I mean, basically what I'm getting at is should Man U have won that match on penalties, or should they have went ahead and just won that match either in regular time or
Well,
or
they
extra
should have
time?
won the match in real time. They should have figured it out how to do it. You go back and, of course, we have to make things difficult on ourselves. I mean, we give up a goal.
Yeah.
It was almost like the announcers predicted it, that a corner right before halftime,
Oh, geez.
United was going to concede, and we did. I thought the second half was a beautiful fight back, and I really did believe that if we got one, we could get a second.
Sure, right.
And it didn't happen. And then extra time was really just ponderous. I mean, it was just two teams who, in my opinion, I don't think really wanted to go for it.
Right.
And I think Fulham truly felt these guys are mentally broken. If we take them to penalties, we win.
Yeah.
They did.
Okay, so folks, I need to apologize, and this is why I need to apologize, is because I did not pace myself very well, and I'm a 51-year-old man. I need to go potty. But here's what I'm going to leave you with to talk about.
He always does this.
I know. No, I don't always
do
do
this.
this.
Leaves me
It
alone
happens.
to talk about Man U losing
stop
a
it.
soccer
No,
game.
that's not true. That's not. Ladies and gentlemen, listen. I am here to support my friend. But here, I'm going to take it away from the loss. As I was looking at Man U stuff this week, there is a group, I guess, that has started a movement as far as the protest goes. People wearing black coming into Old Trafford this weekend, protesting the Glazers again. Here's the thing that I want to ask you, and I want you to talk about, just at least for like 2-3 minutes.
Sure.
Is this constructive? We have literally done this now since COVID, dude. And there's always been people who have had questions about the Glazers. Is this constructive, or do players notice this and this saps more and more energy and more fight and grit out of the players? Are these type of protests, as far as not just Man U fans, but footy fans in general, do these do something, or do they take away from the team's psyche?
Man, that's a great question, and I hope you pee on your shoes. But
they're Adidas.
It's a great question. I don't have a good answer for it because I've never been in a professional player's locker room to know what things weigh on their minds. I would think probably not so much. I mean, I'm sure they have some concerns about ownership and what's going on, but it's largely out of their control. They've signed their contracts, and their job is to show up on a daily basis and give everything they can to win games. I think, is it productive? I think it's productive for the fans. I think the fans have limited opportunities to express their feelings on things, and they have so little influence and control over what's going on at the club. But Ineos is supposedly directing the sporting side of the club. So protesting the Glazers at this point is a bit symbolic. Also, why did we switch to black? Why aren't we wearing the green and gold? That was supposedly the way to go about it, to show your, connection to the history of the club and what they were ignoring. But I have concerns with Ineos. Ineos seems to be distancing themselves from recent successful history, distancing themselves from recent players. Alex Ferguson's no longer the ambassador of the club. Lots of decisions being made in order to save money. I saw that there was an article, and I need to follow up on that, about this being a huge gamble, and everything's kind of in the Europa League basket in order to bail them out financially. I would find it hard to believe that Manchester United aren't solvent. Barcelona's been going through this for years. They made similar bad decisions, maybe worse than what United have. United does have leveraged debt, but the value of the club is more than that leveraged debt, and that leveraged debt has been cut in half. I mean, this is getting into wonky economic financial stuff, but I do think that this is an opportunity to be a segue to what I've been informed will be the next segment of the show. Is that clubs need to look after their people. And
yes.
I can appreciate that Manchester United needs to make some tough decisions financially, but you're paying a board of directors millions of dollars, and you're telling me you got to get rid of day-to-day people at the club. I have an issue with that. We'll get into that more here in a second.
I get it.
But I'm pretty sure they could have had a conversation behind the scenes with Alex Ferguson and said, "Hey, man, we can't afford to do this right now. We want you to continue, or you're obviously a huge face and influence on this club. We can't pay for your coach everywhere, which it's still mind-boggling. He was making $2 million. I don't think he's going to miss $2 million given who he is.
Dude, you got to think that Fergie would be like, okay, you know what? I love this.
Well, it's the optics. It's the optics. I don't have a problem with cutting the money. I have a problem with the way you went about it, and it made it seem like this unilateral decision rather than, hey, we're going to respect this man who has given so much of his life, his professional career to this club and their success, and we need to show that. So back to the original question, is it productive? It's the only way the fans have.
Yeah.
It's the only thing they've got. I don't think it impacts the players all that much.
Okay.
Look, I don't know what it's like. I've never been in a situation to be playing soccer where I wake up one day and every headline is about how shit I played yesterday. But I can tell you this. When I had a shit game, I knew it. I absolutely knew it. I didn't need the press piling on.
Yeah.
I didn't need friends and family telling me what went on. I know. And these guys know, and I don't buy this narrative of these guys don't care, they're not trying to win.
Right.
You can't convince me of that. If you and I played tiddlywinks right now, I would fucking cut your throat to win the game. That's the competitive nature of people. You played college ball.
I know, dude.
You would have run straight through a dude to pick up a ball.
Yes, absolutely.
And you're telling me these guys because they get paid? No. I'm sorry. They know when they pull on that shirt what they represent.
Sure.
Is it not going well? Fucking A, man.
Right.
It's not going well. It's not. But I'm a fan. And I support this club, and Manchester United will be back on top at some point.
Damn, okay. So what I was going to say is, obviously, as far as press goes, you'd never read, the Cincinnati Bible College, newsletter and things like that.
I bet they're
your
evil,
name
man.
was in there quite a bit.
Well, yeah, because they were listing my goals.
Scoring, exactly. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know what that does? It takes us to this.
Gordon.
I've got something to say. May I?
Do it.
Get off of Emma's ass, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, hell yeah.
Stop it.
That's just one. It's just one. It's just one, folks.
Stop it. We cannot win them all. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. This pissed me off. I was reading through, unfortunately, I was reading through some of the blogs about the U.S. team, women's team. Oh, wow, you lost to Japan. Oh, wow, here we go, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you know what? Name me one manager that has gone undefeated in their entire career.
No.
You're not going to find it.
Nope.
You're not going to find it. This is, and guys, I'm saying this having watched and been a fan of women's soccer for literally over 20 years. This is one of the most complete teams, one of the most completely coached teams that we have ever had. Japan is a good squad.
I was going to say, it's disrespectful to Japan.
Absolutely.
Did we dominate them and should have gotten that second goal before we? Yes, we should have. But that's what they do.
Yes.
They rode that storm, and then they hit us quick. I'm pretty sure they scored
I think
2 goals
in the
in
80th
quick
minute or something like that. No. Okay, so
no.
so right at the
They scored first, and then we began to take over the game. We really did. And then
we had a lapse.
They managed to just pick us off.
Yes.
And should we have figured it out? Yes. Look, I'm not going to sit here and say there isn't criticism, but this is a game to learn from. And by the way, cool as the She Believes Cup is, I'd rather win the World Cup in the Olympics. So, I'm sorry, folks. Yeah, we lost. We lost this cup on our own soil, but credit where credit is due. Japan went 3-0, 9 points, scored goals, did what they needed to do. And if I know anything about Emma, she uses this as motivation.
I think we come back and, you know what, not only do we win the Women's World Cup, I'm saying it.
Hell yeah, we're saying it.
We're coming for you. We're coming for you, ladies of England. We're coming for you, Lionesses. Not only do we win World Cup, I think that we go to the Olympics and we make a huge statement.
Yeah,
I think we make a huge statement.
I think so too.
This is one of those times where we reassert ourselves as dominant figures.
As the dominant team in the world.
Yes, absolutely. Yep. Now, on the men's side, we got a lot to kind of be okay about.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, we played these 2 matches in the kind of off window, if you will, and we utilized our B, if not C squad, and that is no disrespect to these players, but let's face it, our guys playing for Juventus
they're not playing overseas.
and PSV and all these other clubs. This is our first team. It was great to see a lot of these young guys come in, and it was great to see us win. We scored 6 goals, gave up 1.
Yeah.
I like what I'm seeing out of our guys. It's unfortunate that we've had a couple dudes get hurt. Mm-hmm. We're not going to see Pepe for a while.
Right.
But he was playing well. Sargent continues to play well. Pulisic, when healthy, continues to play well. Weston McKennie, I believe last time I went on and on about that banger that he hit. That was a ridiculous goal. Just phenomenal. So I'm expecting us to field a very, very strong team. March 20th, I'm going to guess that is either let's see, it's the 5th. No, not going to get
It wins, it's a Thursday.
It is yep, I was expecting it to be a Thursday. So on a Thursday night in
7 p.m.
Not going to tell me.
Nope,
Thanks,
not gonna say.
Thanks, Espen. But anyway, March 20th, we will play Panama in a CONCACAF Champions League match, and I am expecting us to come out and truly dominate.
Okay.
I really do. I like what I've seen. Pac seems to like what he has seen.
Yes.
And, we'll go from there. We'll have that discussion. We'll be back on in a couple weeks. We'll have that discussion. But, I mean, there you go.
Yeah. Hey, I also want to send a shout out to Sonia Bonpat Store and the ladies of Chelsea. You guys took care of business today, 3-1. Thank you so much for doing that. As we look at Team USA, I think we've got a lot of really good things to really be excited about.
See you, brother.
Take care, sir. I just wish that we would stop being one-game fans. I wish we would just continue just to be fans of these managers and of what they're doing to our teams. They are making our teams into internationally respected teams. I'm not saying that they weren't before, but what I am saying now is that we have a new level of coaching.
Yeah, I agree.
We have a new level of coaching.
I couldn't agree more. I don't have anything to add to that. I think we have to respect the fact that Pac and Emma are just phenomenal and let them do their business.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, what that does is that takes us to our Hey, Aaron segment for tonight. Aaron, I don't know. My mind has been here in the States for a little bit, just simply because we both played soccer.
Yes.
We both have played soccer. And you know how people can turn on you in an instant as far as, oh, you're the best, and like, oh, you're shite, right?
Yeah.
We have in our country right now, we have people who are looking very closely at government employees that they like to call bureaucrats, right? And looking at their jobs. I am particularly interested in this because it affects me and Mrs. Blue personally. I guess my prompt for you, what would you say to people who are like, you know what, these government workers, they're lazy, they're not working for us, they're not really taking their job seriously. Do you see the parallels between the way that kind of we're talking about people in those positions today as we as footy fans have talked about players in their positions?
Well, I can tell you that, recent events at Manchester United, have forced them to look at tightening the belt and making decisions. Sure. And I think there's definitely a parallel. If there are places to cut back and you have to do that, I think it behooves you to do it in such a way as to demonstrate the value being created by this decision. And there's probably waste in every massive international company in the way that Manchester United is.
Sure.
And certainly the parallel to the government makes a lot of sense. But to do these things without showing your work, if you will, right?
Okay.
Okay. You've got a calculus equation or whatever, and the professor says, "Come to the board and show me your work. Show me how you came to this decision."
I'm done right
there. I feel like Manchester United, much like what we're seeing currently out of this administration, is kind of willy-nilly. You can't demonstrate to me the waste that existed and the value add of what you are choosing to do. Uh-oh. What we got going on here?
Oh, not plugged in.
I don't know. Oh, we got enough.
We're good.
We got enough.
Yeah.
Sorry, we had a little pop-up about how much battery life we had left.
Oh, no.
Because we're running like 6 things off the laptop
there
and it's not plugged in. We should probably do that.
Yep.
But I think, I'm all for finding ways to save money. But there's also a way to go about it. There's a way to say thank you for your service.
Yes.
Not... A lot of these people have been servants of the club or the nation for decades. And to unilaterally tell them that, well, they just have no value, I think that's wrong. I think if you can demonstrate, if you can show me a balance sheet that says, you know what, we pay this agency or this particular part of the company X amount of dollars to do these things, and we're not getting return on value, that's fine.
Okay.
I can live with that.
Sure.
But that's not what we're seeing. We're seeing Alex Ferguson, probably the biggest name in Manchester United history, if not English football history. Argue with me.
I can't.
Being stripped of his ambassadorial role in a very public and in my opinion, humiliating kind of way.
Yes.
In the same way that you're telling people that...
What are the 5 things you did this week?
Hey, we've been doing this. Yeah, well, you know what? Hey, Tesla's stock isn't doing real great. Maybe you tell us what 5 things you did this week.
Hey, there you go.
That are going to improve Tesla's stock.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, we do this. You know, we're making it a point to force this analogy and parallel, but there's a reality to it.
Yes.
These are people
Yep.
that have devoted their lives to a particular cause, business, concept, what have you. And to be unceremoniously told you just don't have value is wrong.
Yeah.
And it's going to have far-reaching impact. It's going to bleed into other areas. It's going to make Manchester United not as valuable a club because certain things aren't getting done.
Wow.
And it's going to cause people who've been there for a long time to believe I could be next. And those people have already been doing a good job. So how do you double down? I get 100% performance review. How do I do any better than what you've already set forth for me, especially when you can't demonstrate what was wrong in the first place? So I have a problem with it. I think we've needed audits for a long, long time.
Sure.
But show your work, dude.
Man. And ladies and gentlemen, that's why we have the Aaron's Haythought. Or wait, no, wow, I've been drinking. That's why we have the
Good Lord, bring this man another shot of triple.
Which brings us to our Aaron's final thoughts. Jesus. It's been that kind of day, dude. It's just been that kind of day.
We'll get through it.
We'll get through it. So we are now at the Aaron's final thoughts. Guys, listen, thank you so much for joining us. This is literally my favorite part of the show because I get to sit back and I get to listen to my best friend just hey, at least I'm not that person. I get to sit back and listen to my best friend just kind of tell it like it is, man. And I know you're going to enjoy this. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. Aaron, what you got for us, brother?
You know, sometimes we revisit things. And I hope everyone gets this metaphor. But sometimes it's really, really hard to be a fan of your own team. And
wow.
You want them to be doing the right things, but man, that leadership,